Hi, I'm David. Welcome to my channel, My Yard Sale. Hey, today I want to talk about some of the positive things that are happening with my body and just in my process of reversing insulin resistance and increasing insulin sensitivity and just my metabolic issues. So I feel like I've had some positive things happen in my body. Like one for sure is that my glasses, these are my glasses from 2015. And these are actually working better than my newer glasses that I broke last year. My old glasses that I broke, they were I don't know what you call it. They were bifocal. Like on the top level of my glasses, I could see long distance, and on the bottom level, I could see up close. These don't have that. These are, like I said, from 10 years ago, and these glasses actually work just fine. I can see long distance. I can read my computer just fine. I can read up close. But even better than that, even more interesting, is I can lift up my glasses and I can actually read even the small text on my Apple Watch right from my face, which would have been completely impossible, like I don't know, 6 months ago. So I don't know, this whole thing with trying to stick to more of a carnivore and a much lower level ketovore diet seems to be helping and getting my progress to getting better. Now, what's kind of strange is that I still have problems with added sugars and not as much with carbs, but added sugar still wrecks my metabolism. It Any added sugars like causes me inflammation and just gives me issue. Makes my eyesight get worse again, which luckily it bounces right back and gets better pretty quick when I switch back to very low carbs, keto, or carnivore. And I've been actually eating carnivore quite a bit. I've been eating a lot of ham and a lot of turkey, which, I mean, who doesn't love luncheon meat? It's good and it's easy, and I'm enjoying it. I eat quite a bit of it. So I'm hoping that maybe sometime in the next 12 months, maybe I won't even need glasses anymore. I don't know. But my prescription is getting better. I need to get my prescription again at some point here soon. Figure it out, get some new glasses that actually make sense. That are the actual prescription. But I'm pretty excited that I can like look at my Apple Watch and I can use my Apple Watch without having my glasses on. Like I couldn't do that like 3 months ago. I had to take a break from lifting weights because I feel like um, I feel like I'm bowed up. Like my body, I'm gaining muscle again, or I'm gaining muscle that I'm pretty happy about it. But it's pretty uncomfortable, and the harder I work out, the more uncomfortable it is. And I don't think that's a bad thing. And I had actually seen so many things about, lift heavy weights, work out hard. And I'm not against that. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. But I feel like when you're insulin resistant and just metabolically dysfunctional, as your metabolism starts coming back, your insulin sensitivity starts coming back, I think you can overdo it with lifting weights. I mean, I don't know, but I think you can. I mean, at one point I was lifting pretty regularly and pretty hard, not too heavy of weights, but enough. I was working out enough that like I was bowed out like a high school gym kid. I looked stupid. It's not, and I don't really care what I look like, but it was just uncomfortable. So I had to take a break from lifting weights. What I'm doing now is more of calisthenic workouts. I still do my watch and I like to do my rings on my watch. And my exercise, what I do now is I do these windmill things where I go 20 in one direction and I go 20 in a different direction. And then I clap my hands over my head like 20 times. And then I swing my hands around my back 20 times. I do that 20, 20, 20, 20, 40 cycles. That closes my rings on my watch. It gets my heartbeat up, and it actually feels like it's doing me some good. And I'll do that if I eat something that I know is going to have a little bit extra carbs. I'll try to work out a little bit harder, and it does seem to help out a little bit. So again, the carbs don't seem to be haunting me. But when I have a problem, if I look at the label, if there's added sugars, it's a lot of these labels they say sugar. Like I'll eat a yogurt and it'll say 8 grams of sugar. And then I'll like the next day, like 2 days later after eating yogurts for 2 days, I'll be like, what the heck is wrong with me? And then I'll look at these yogurts, 8 grams of sugar, but then there's 23 grams of added sugars. And I'll be like, what the heck? And that causes me pretty bad metabolic issues. That gives me inflammation and makes life very difficult for me. I still have the neuropathy in my hands, but I'm starting to I feel like I'm actually starting to get a little bit better. But yeah, those arm rotations, that workout thing seems to be helping out quite a bit. That that makes me feel better. It just I get a sense of satisfaction of completion by doing these stupid rings on this watch, these exercise rings. So that gives me a couple positives in the day, which I need more positives in the day, less negatives. So this watch has been helping me keep track of the steps that I do. So I do 1,000 steps at least every day. And 1,000 steps is a mile. So I'm walking at least a mile every day. And that's usually to and from the kitchen because I'll go get water from the refrigerator in the kitchen. And I'll walk circles around inside my house. And I would walk outside and go walk on the driveway, but I'm afraid that if I fall down and can't get back up, I'm going to have a problem. So I do it around the house where I can lean against the wall and grab a doorknob if I need to. I guess if I had a walker or something, it would probably make sense, but I don't feel like I'm ready to start walking around with a walker yet. Maybe I would, but maybe not yet. Not because not because I don't want to walk with a walker because I'm too old. I just don't want to be walking with a walker. I'd rather just get around my house. It just seems to be better for me. But I'm trying to get to 2,000 steps. If I can get to 2,000 steps around my house a day, which now I'm getting up to 1,400, 1,500 steps a day. I think if I can get to 2,000 steps a day, then I will be able to go down and walk around in the driveway. Maybe I could go check the mail. Maybe I can take my trash down to the trash can. So I'm pushing pretty hard actually to get to the 2,000 steps. I'm trying to get there sooner than later. But just holding myself accountable is helping this out quite a bit. Like 2 weeks ago, I was doing 400 steps. Now I'm up to 1,000 to 1,500. So I'm doing quite a bit more steps. I drink a lot of water. So instead of getting water from my bathroom sink, I go to the other end of my house, which it's just a house. I mean, it's not a mansion, but it's a little bit of a walk. I mean, there's a little bit of a walk. And if I walk to and from my refrigerator to get water out of the filter 5 or 10 times, it doubles the steps I take in a day. So I've been eating a lot of turkey and a lot of ham. Turns out I do love turkey. I am not a huge fan of cooked ham, or not cooked. I think it's I don't know, boiled ham. I don't know what, I don't even know how they cook it. It's just regular ham. I need to get some Black Forest ham or some smoked ham, something else. I'm not a fan of that cooked ham. That wasn't really that good, but I love Black Forest ham. So I'm going to be getting some Black Forest ham at my next grocery stop. the um the the luncheon meats actually reminds me of, I worked at Bennigan's when I was a kid, and we used to have this thing. I think it was called a Baja roll. When I roll luncheon meat in a tortilla with some kind of sauce, either some spicy sauce or garlic sauce or with some cheese, it reminds me of those Baja rolls. If I had some if I had some avocados or some guacamole, that'd be just like those Baja rolls when I worked at Bennigan's. And I actually like those. I could eat those 3 times a day. I could eat those every meal. But of course, I have to be careful of the carbs in the tortillas. But the luncheon meats are actually doing me really good. So thanks for that suggestion. That was a good suggestion. I'm actually trying to find some other luncheon meats that I can eat that make sense. And we'll see, I don't know. But I'm happy with the turkey and the ham. Once I get done with this cooked ham and I get to Black Forest ham, then I'll enjoy the ham a lot more. So I told a story a couple weeks ago when I tested out I tested out this tuna creations thing. It was spicy. What was it? Sweet and spicy tuna creations. And I had mentioned that I hadn't eaten tuna in like a long time, and there was a reason for that because I ate this tuna this a couple weeks ago, and I actually enjoyed it. But then I thought to myself, why do I not eat tuna? Why do I not like tuna? And there is a reason for that. So when I was a kid, I grew up in Florida, and we used to eat a lot of fish. But the fish that I ate, they were snook, they were bass, they were fish that we caught. And then my family, my parents, would fry all those fish up nice and crispy, and then we would dip it in butter and lemon. And I used to eat a lot of fish like that. I didn't eat a lot of tuna. Then when we moved, I lived in Colorado as a kid. I went to some Cub Scout thing where we ended up spending the night over at some kid's house, and his mother made this tuna casserole stuff with peas, and I don't even know, I don't even remember what it was. But I ate like so much of this tuna casserole. I loved it. It was so delicious. I ate so much. Well, that same weekend, I caught walk-in pneumonia and the flu at the same time. And I was so sick. I was actually sick in bed for 2 weeks. I had to go to the doctor. I don't think we went to the hospital. I went to the doctor. But somehow I associated that with this tuna casserole stuff. And I just never really liked to eat tuna again. But now this tuna creations thing and some of the suggestions on this channel, I'm going to eat tuna again. I'm going to eat tuna with both probably sweet and dill, pickle relish, probably some onions. I may even roll it up in tortillas. I don't know. But I'm wondering if you guys have eaten tuna casserole. Of course, I could look it up, but sometimes I look this kind of stuff up and it looks like something that maybe I would eat, but I don't need, like, I need something that like people would eat at home, not something that I would want to spend 3 hours preparing. So if you guys have a good suggestion for tuna casserole that makes sense, I would like to hear it. If you would leave it in a comment below, I would like to read it. I was thinking tuna casserole, I can make tuna and I could do macaroni and cheese and put tuna in it. Call that tuna casserole. Maybe I'll put peas in it. I don't know. But I'm looking for tuna recipes that make sense. Not too flavored, but flavored enough to override that tuna flavor. I think I can do it with the relish, the pickles and the relish. I think I can do it with that. I was going to put in maybe some pineapple slices or something. Add that and try that with tuna. I don't know. But if you guys have really good tuna recipes, I'd like to hear it. I'd like to try it. I'm gonna buy some tuna. I'm gonna eat tuna. I think I need the omega 3s anyways. And I'm still trying to get myself to eat these sardines that I have. I still haven't gotten myself up to speed to do that. I'll probably eat tuna a couple more times. Then maybe I'll eat these sardines. I don't know. So I'm really, really excited about my eyesight kind of like getting a little bit more back to normal, at least with glasses on. And like I said, to be able to read this watch without having my glasses on, that's a big step. And I've been actually getting around the house much better. Obviously, doing all those steps, I'm getting around the house, but just standing up and walking from this chair I'm sitting in to the other end of this room was a difficult cycle like 2 months ago, 3 months ago. Now it's much easier. And that's a lot better considering my bathroom is right on the other end of this room. So that makes things a little bit easier. So those are all, I think, some pretty positive things I'm pretty happy about. I'm still stoked with this Apple Watch. And the more that I'm learning how to use it, the better off I am. Being able to use this thing with reminders, Apple Notes, and just my calendar. This thing is like pretty amazing, and I'm now figuring out how to log the vitamins that I take. I take vitamins every day that supposedly are going to help with this whole reversing of the metabolic issues that I have. So I take them, but sometimes I forget that I took them. So now I have this thing on my watch where I just push a button and I can push like little things on my watch that says that I took these. I took them. So then I know that I took them today. I took them this morning. Sometimes I'll wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and get up and go use the bathroom, and while I'm in there I'll take these vitamins or nutrients. And then I'll forget that I took them. I'll wake up in the morning and I'll think, wait a second, did I take those or did I not? And usually I would remember, but sometimes I've forgotten. Luckily I can't take too many of these nutrients because they're not they're not really high doses, and I could take two and it probably isn't a bad thing. But this watch helps me keep track of when I took them. Like right as soon as I take them, I just go on my watch and I log it on my watch. I bought a scale that I'm pretty excited about. I didn't know there was this kind of scale, but it has these sensors on it. And you put your feet on it, you put your toes on one end and your heel on the other end, and it senses like your body mass, and there's like I don't know 14 or 15 things that it senses. And it connects directly to my watch and to my phone and to Apple Health. So I'm kind of excited to get those reports and try to figure out if that has like any benefit. If you guys are using that kind of scale, do me a favor. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please leave me a comment. So I'm actually pretty happy to share some level of good news instead of just getting on here and telling all you guys how I ate too many cookies and I feel like shit and I can't walk. I hate doing those posts anymore. I'm looking forward to, number one, telling you guys some good things that's happening to me. And number two, I want to start showing you guys around my house a little bit. I live in the coolest house in the world, I think. And pretty soon I'm gonna have to start mowing. I had snow on the ground a month and a half ago. We got about, I don't know, 4 inches of rain in the last 3 days. I woke up this morning and I need to mow my yard. So we'll see how that goes. I got to figure out if I can get out to my lawnmower and actually mow my yard. Hopefully I'll be able to mow my yard this year. I didn't even mow last year. Hopefully I'll be able to mow this year. That'll be good. I get a lot of satisfaction out of mowing my yard. And if I can do it, I'll video it and let you guys watch and see what it looks like mowing this huge yard that I have. with this big, huge lawnmower that I have. Well, I hope you guys are happy about the good news that I got to share today, because I sure was happy to share it. I wish I could tell a better story about it. I wish I was a better storyteller, but I'm not. I guess I could have made more notes and made more high points and exciting things that would keep everybody watching, and I'm just not good at that. I just want to tell my story, and if you guys have any questions, or if I said anything that you have any questions on, do me a favor and leave me a comment below. I answer all comments. If you thought this was interesting, do me a favor. Give me a thumbs up. If you're a subscriber, thank you guys. I really appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, do me a favor and subscribe. I'll be sharing hopefully some more good news in the upcoming weeks, and I'd love to share it with more people. Thanks. I hope you're having a good day. Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.